I'm Emma, a marketing coordinator at a bustling tech company in Dallas. Each day, I enter the open office filled with the sound of typing, ringing phones, and my coworkers chatting. The energy is vibrant, but sometimes it feels overwhelming. I love my job, yet the stress often lingers, especially when I find myself reading emails at 3 a.m. I browse through endless messages, my mind buzzing with tasks and deadlines. Today feels different though. There's an important presentation on the horizon, and I can sense the pressure building in the air. I take a deep breath, reminding myself that challenges can lead to growth. At work, the air feels thick with stress. I sit at my desk staring at the glowing screen. My heart races as I think about the presentation I have to give to my manager, Mr. Hayes, later this afternoon. He is strict and doesn't have much patience for mistakes. I can already feel the weight of my worry pressing down on me. Emma, can you come to my office for a moment? Mr. Hayes's voice cuts through my thoughts. I take a deep breath and rise from my desk, trying to hide my nerves. As I walk to his office, I remind myself to stay calm. It's just a chat, I tell myself, but my mind keeps racing with fears of messing up. Mr. Hayes is flipping through some papers when I knock on his door. Come in, he says, looking up. I enter and sit down, forcing a smile. How is the presentation coming along? He asks. My stomach knots at his question. I'm almost finished, I reply, but I can hear a hint of doubt in my voice. I know I should be prepared, but I am struggling to find the right words. Mr. Hayes raises an eyebrow, sensing my uncertainty. Remember, Emma, he says, this presentation is important for our team. You need to show the new marketing strategy clearly. His serious tone makes me feel even smaller. I nod slowly, wishing I could say that I'm fully ready. As I leave his office, doubt blooms inside me. What if I forget my points? What if my coworkers don't like my ideas? I replay the presentation in my head, worrying about all the things that could go wrong. Later, as I talk to Sarah, a fellow coordinator, I can't shake the anxieties. Emma, you look worried. What's going on? She asks, her voice warm and friendly. I shrug, not wanting to burden her with my fears, but I can't hide my concern. It's this presentation, I admit. I just feel like I'm not ready. Everyone gets nervous, she shares, leaning against the wall with a comforting smile. Just focus on your strengths. You're great at connecting with people, and that will help you. Hearing her words is like a soft light shining through my cloudy thoughts. Despite her support, I can't escape my worries. As I return to my desk, I review my slides again, glancing at the clock. Time slips away too fast. I can feel pressure mounting in my chest. The words I want to say seem to jumble together in my mind, and I begin to doubt everything I've worked on. Just then, my phone buzzes with a message from a client. They are unhappy with our recent work and want to discuss it today. My heart sinks. This is the last thing I need. I try to push aside my anxiety about the presentation and focus on the client's issue. Emma, can you handle this for me? Mr. Hayes asks when I tell him about the client's concern. I nod, but inside I feel a wave of panic. Another challenge has appeared, pushing my stress higher. I wonder if I can manage it all. With so much on my plate, my confidence wavers more than ever. I can feel fear inching into my thoughts, whispering doubts that make it hard to breathe. How will I juggle the presentation and fix the client's problem? Can I really do this? I press my hands together, taking a deep breath, hoping the warmth of my determination will shine through the clouds of uncertainty looming over my day. The hours slip by so quickly, but the weight on my shoulders feels heavier with each tick of the clock. I stare at my screen, trying to balance the presentation with the pressing problem from the client. Just when I thought I could manage everything, my phone buzzes with another message. It's my coworker, Jake, asking for help with his project. Can you drop everything and take a look at my report? I need it by noon. The request catches me off guard, and I can't help but feel frustrated. Jake often comes to me when he feels overwhelmed, but can't he see that I am drowning under my own deadlines? Sure, I'll try to help, I reply cautiously. But inside I am overwhelmed. My heart races as I face the growing list of tasks piling up. I glance up at the clock again. It's almost 11, and the client's meeting starts at 2. I cannot afford to be late with my preparation. The mounting pressure turns my stomach in knots. I feel stuck between balancing Jake's needs and my own urgent tasks. As I try to focus on his report, I realize the words on my screen are nothing but a blur. How can I help him when I'm struggling to help myself? The frustration bubbles within me, and I can feel my patience wearing thin. I return to my desk with clenched fists. I want to succeed, but everything feels chaotic. Jake pokes his head into my cubicle. "Hey, Emma. Did you finish reviewing the report?" His voice is cheerful, too cheerful for what I'm feeling right now. "Not yet," I say, forcing a smile as the stress seeps through my words. "I'm swamped." He shrugs, clearly unaware of how overwhelmed I actually am, which only makes my irritation grow. It's like everyone expects me to be their superhero, and I'm just trying to stay afloat. As I return to the client's issue, my frustration takes over. I feel like I'm losing control, and it's infuriating. I read the angry emails again, my heart pounding with every word. We deserve better. Scrolling through their demands, my anxiety jumps to new heights. The fear of failure lingers in the air, making it harder to take a deep breath. Suddenly, the thought strikes me. I need to express my limitations and ask for help. I cannot do it all alone, and it's okay to reach out. This realization is like a small ray of hope, cutting through the clouds of doubt in my mind. Yet, that realization brings a different kind of pressure, the fear of admitting my shortcomings. What if they think less of me? What if Mr. Hayes is disappointed? In this moment, I know I need to change my approach. Instead of trying to juggle everything, I must find a way to communicate more clearly with my team. It's not about showing weakness, but about building strength through collaboration. Taking a deep breath, I gather my thoughts. I decide to grab my notes and approach Mr. Hayes again. The anxiety of the presentation lingers, but somehow, the feeling of determination begins to wash over me. I do not have to face this alone. I can rely on my coworkers, and they can rely on me. The weight of expectations doesn't have to rest solely on my shoulders. As I walk toward Mr. Hayes' office, my heart beats fast, but my mind feels clearer. I know that confronting these challenges with honesty will make me stronger. It's time to step up and face the storm. With a renewed sense of purpose, I enter his office, ready to take control of my swirling world. The moment finally arrives when I know I can't put it off any longer. As I sit in the conference room, the tension is palpable. Mr. Hayes has called for the meeting to discuss the client's complaints, and my stomach churns with nerves. I can feel the urgency in the air, but instead of giving in to my doubts, I resolve to confront my fears head-on. This is my moment to step up. I glance around the table, noticing the anxious faces of my coworkers. Jake is fidgeting and Sarah is biting her lip. I want to show them that I can be a leader, even when it feels like the ground is shaking beneath me. The client's email from last night flashes in my mind, reminding me of the stakes. We all know the importance of this meeting. If we fail to reassure the client, we could lose their trust and a significant partnership for the company. Just as I prepare to speak, Mr. Hayes begins the meeting. His voice is stern, cutting through the conversation like a knife. "We need solutions," he demands, looking from one person to the next. "The client isn't happy, and we cannot afford to let them down." The weight of his words wraps around my heart, making each breath feel heavier. As he continues to highlight our mistakes, a feeling stirs inside me. I realize I cannot stay silent any longer. Gathering my strength, I raise my hand slightly. "Mr. Hayes, I think I have an idea." My voice trembles, but I push through. Everyone stops and turns to face me, and for a moment, the room falls completely quiet. My heart races and doubt floods my mind. What if they think my idea is silly? What if I mess this up? But deep down, I know this is my chance. I clear my throat and proceed. If we reach out to the client and directly address their concerns, we can show them we care. It's essential they feel heard. My words come pouring out, and with each sentence I feel my confidence stirring. Jake nods. "That makes sense. We need to be proactive." Hearing his agreement gives me the boost I need, and I meet Mr. Hayes' gaze, ready to stand my ground. He raises an eyebrow, surprised by my boldness. With each word, I'm stepping out of my comfort zone, battling the fears that once trapped me. "What do you suggest?" Mr. Hayes leans back in his chair, and while uncertainty flickers in his eyes, I seize the moment fully. We can set up a video call with the client. It will allow us to clarify our strategy in real time and clear up any misunderstandings. My passion grows, pushing the lingering anxieties away. If we show them we value their input, they may be more willing to work with us. My coworkers nod in agreement, offering their own ideas to build upon mine. Feeling the support, I am ready to take ownership of this moment. As we brainstorm solutions together, the tension in the room shifts from fear to determination. The atmosphere feels like a breath of fresh air. Mr. Hayes studies my face for a moment before saying, "All right, let's schedule that call." Emma's right. We must show we are committed to resolving this. The decision feels heavy, yet exhilarating at the same time. Even though I was scared, I pushed through and made a difference. As the meeting continues, I realize that this is more than a project to me. It's a turning point in my journey at work. Standing up for my ideas fuels a spark in me I haven't felt before. The moment feels transformative, marking the shift from fear to newfound confidence. I know this is only the beginning, but in taking that leap, I can finally see a clearer path before me. As the meeting wraps up, a mix of excitement and anxiety courses through me. Mr. Hayes agrees to arrange the client call, and I feel a rush of adrenaline. It's as if a weight has lifted off my shoulders, but the fear of what could happen still lingers in the back of my mind. What if the call goes wrong? The moment the meeting ends, my coworkers gather around me, and I can see admiration in their eyes. "That was great, Emma. You really took charge," Jake says, clapping me on the back. I can hardly believe it. The support of my team fills me with a new kind of energy. But beneath that excitement, a spark of fear still flickers inside me. In the next few hours, we prepare for the client call. I take the lead during practice sessions with my team, and to my surprise, I can feel my confidence growing. Sarah offers insights to refine our message, while Jake emphasizes the points that will resonate with the client. Each suggestion feels like a building block adding to our collective strength. And with every practice, I begin to see how our teamwork can shine through. Finally, the time for the video call arrives, and I sit nervously at my desk, staring at the screen. My palm is sweaty on the mouse, and my heart races in anticipation. As the client joins the call, I can see their unhappy faces pop up on the screen, a reminder that we have significant work ahead of us. "Thank you for meeting with us today." I start, trying to project calmness despite my fluttering nerves. "We want to address your concerns directly." As I speak, I weave through my points carefully. I see the client's expressions change slightly as I outline our new strategies, feeling their skepticism begin to soften. During the call, questions rise, moments of tension flare, but I remain steady. I realize that I have the knowledge necessary to guide this conversation. Every concern they raise only pushes me to respond with empathy, showing them that their opinions matter. I can feel the shift in the room, not just from the clients but from my team too. Once the call ends, the clients thank us for our transparency and open communication. They express appreciation for our response and agree to give us another chance to resolve their issues. A wave of relief washes over me as I disconnect from the video call. I can't believe what just happened. The outcome is far from what I initially feared. Instead of backlash, we have won them over. When I share the good news with my coworkers, they erupt into cheers. Sarah's eyes shine with pride. "You did it, Emma. You turned it around." Her excitement fuels a warm sense of accomplishment in me. At that moment, I realize how far I have come in such a short time. The fear that once held me captive is now being replaced by an empowering sense of capability. As I reflect on this experience, I learn something important about myself. I discover that I can face challenges directly and connect deeply with others, no matter how uncomfortable the situation feels. I realize that my ability to communicate openly and insistently can create positive outcomes, even in the face of difficulty. It becomes clear to me that stepping out of my comfort zone has driven not just my team forward, but has transformed me as well. This breakthrough makes me feel lighter, more energized, and ready to embrace future challenges with a newfound confidence. The days following the client call are filled with a sense of relief and accomplishment. Yet, amidst the triumph, I know that I need some time to reflect on the entire experience. Sitting at my desk, I stare out the window, letting my thoughts swirl around me like the autumn leaves falling outside. Later that afternoon, Sarah approaches me, a smile on her face. "You should be proud of yourself," she says, her tone warm and encouraging. "I heard how well the call went. You really stepped up." At that moment, I feel a rush of gratitude, reminding me of the power of teamwork and support. "Thanks, Sarah," I reply, feeling shy but grateful. I didn't think I could handle it like that. As I share my thoughts with her, I realize how much this experience has shifted my perspective. It was scary to take control. I kept wondering if I'd say something wrong. I felt the same way during my first big presentation, she admits, settling into the chair next to me. But I learned that being genuine helps. When you care about what you're saying, it shows. Her words echo in my mind. I remember how I felt during the call, concerned not only for the company, but also for the client's needs. My dedication had become a driving force. Honestly, I continue. I never imagined I could lead that way. I always saw myself as someone who would shy away from the spotlight. Talking about it opens up another layer of understanding for me. I realize how fear had particularly clouded my view of my own abilities before this experience. What made the difference? Sarah asks gently, and I pause, reflecting. I think it was realizing I didn't have to do it alone. Reaching out to my team made all the difference. I say, smiling at her. When we all worked together, I felt stronger. Sarah nods, her expression thoughtful. Teamwork can amplify our own strengths, she responds. It's good to see you embracing that. Her encouragement ignites a spark of confidence within me. I decide that I want to carry this lesson forward, not just for myself, but for my team. Over the next few days, I work on becoming more proactive in my communication. I reach out to Jake and offer to help him with his project. Let's collaborate on this, I say, sharing my new perspective. We can brainstorm ideas together. He looks surprised but excited, and I can see that he appreciates the offer. With each interaction, I realize how my confidence continues to grow. I start to see situations from a different angle, realizing that challenges offer opportunities for connection and learning. When Mr. Hayes praises my recent performance, I bask in his acknowledgement but know now it is about more than just individual success. I have experienced a shift, one that seeps into my daily life. As I engage with new tasks and responsibilities, I find myself viewing obstacles not as barriers, but as moments to evolve. The late-night emails and stressful days seem to lose their grip on me. I discover that by seeking clarity and helping others, I can navigate any situation with a sense of purpose. The lessons learned resonate deep within me. I understand now that embracing my capabilities and recognizing the power of teamwork enriches my work experience. As I look ahead, I feel eager about the journey and challenges that await me, ready to approach them with renewed energy and confidence. Each step forward brings a sense of belonging and purpose into my role, qualities I am excited to carry into my future. The weeks have passed since our successful call with the client, but the experience lingered in my mind like a bright light guiding my path forward. I wake up each day feeling more confident in my abilities. Now, as I head to work, the butterflies flutter in my stomach not from fear, but from excitement. I remind myself that I can face challenges head-on. At the office, I approach my work differently. As I enter my desk, I notice a new project waiting for me. Normally, I would feel overwhelmed just looking at the details, but today it feels like an adventure. I take a moment to breathe deeply and think about how I can tackle this task as a team. I gather my thoughts and write down a few ideas before heading to the break room. Hey everyone! I call out, seeing Sarah and Jake chatting. I have some ideas for the new project. Can we brainstorm together? Their faces brighten at my invitation, and that gives me an extra boost of motivation. The moment I say the words, I realize I'm no longer hesitating. Asking for collaboration feels natural. I enjoy taking the lead and guiding our conversation. Of course. Let's do it, Sarah replies, her enthusiasm infectious. The three of us sit with notepads and pens, ready to discuss. I share my tentative ideas and invite their feedback, while actively engaging with each suggestion they throw my way. I find myself talking freely, and I can feel a warmth building within me. In every interaction, I make an effort to listen carefully to my teammates. I ask questions and seek clarity on their input, appreciating the diverse perspectives they bring to the table. In this collaborative space, I notice a refreshing change within myself. My worry about being judged vanishes. Instead, I focus on fostering connection. Throughout the week, this new mindset seems to infiltrate all areas of my work. I begin to request feedback more often from Mr. Hayes, and surprisingly, he responds with support. His eyes light up when I ask about moving forward on the next steps. Rather than seeing him as intimidating, I now envision him as a mentor, eager to guide me as I develop my ideas. One afternoon, I spot a few coworkers struggling with a tight deadline. Remembering the teachings about teamwork, I walk over and offer assistance. Hey, I know things are hectic right now. Want to collaborate to tackle this together? This simple invitation leads to a fluid conversation filled with creativity. We share ideas, and together we finish the project ahead of schedule. The thrill of teamwork surprises me. I recall how I used to push the weight of responsibility entirely on myself. Now I enjoy bouncing off ideas with others, valuing their thoughts as highly as mine. I find joy in spreading positivity and helping when I can. As these changes unfold, I also take time for self-reflection. Every evening, I jot down what I've learned each day in a small journal. I write about my victories but also note my fears, acknowledging them and deciding to face them instead of hiding. This simple practice helps strengthen my coming courage. Through these actions, the apprehension that once gripped me loosens, replaced by faith in myself and my team. I no longer see challenges as obstacles, but as opportunities to grow and connect. The past continues to shape me, yet it serves as fuel for my future journey. Each new day becomes a canvas to paint my aspirations and dreams. I know now that together with my colleagues, we can build a supportive environment that recognizes everyone's strengths. As I look towards tomorrow, I do so with hope and preparedness. I feel excited to influence my workplace in this new way, creating a vibrant culture that celebrates collaboration and understanding. The lessons I've learned have not simply changed my mindset, they've inspired me to thrive in my role with purpose and passion. As the weeks roll into months, I can see the transformation within myself. Each morning when I step into the office, I feel a surge of energy coursing through me. The once daunting tasks ahead no longer evoke fear. Instead, they spark a sense of anticipation. I find comfort in the knowledge that I possess new skills and a deeper understanding of teamwork. Today, our company is holding a quarterly meeting to assess our progress. I look around the room and see familiar faces, each carrying their own stories and experiences. As Mr. Hayes presents the achievements of our team, I can't help but beam with pride, knowing I contributed to our shared success. The clients we previously worried about now praise our efforts, expressing gratitude for our renewed approach. I realize that challenges can bring out the best in us when we face them together with courage and resilience. After the meeting, I grab coffee with Sarah and Jake. They chat about the projects they're working on, and I eagerly join the conversation. My confidence continues to grow with each exchange, as I actively contribute ideas and insights. What if we tried this method for your project? I suggest thoughtfully, eager to help them reach their goals. I can see the enthusiasm in their faces, and it fills me with happiness to collaborate in this way. Your input makes a difference, Emma, Jake says, his voice filled with sincerity. Hearing these words warms my heart. I've always admired Jake for his creativity, and knowing I positively impact him is fulfilling. It cements my belief that I can lead, inspire, and support those around me. Later that day, I decide to approach Mr. Hayes in his office. After our last meeting, I felt empowered to seek further feedback. Mr. Hayes, do you have a few minutes? I pull in a deep breath, knowing how important it is to express my willingness to grow. Of course, Emma. Come in, he replies with a welcoming nod. As I share my recent contributions, I ask for guidance on areas where I can improve. Mr. Hayes's eyes widen with surprise. He seems pleased with my initiative. I'm impressed by your growth, he tells me. You are taking ownership of your role, and that speaks volumes. Keep this momentum going. As he praises my progress, I feel a wellspring of confidence surge through me. I don't have to be perfect, but I've made steps toward becoming a stronger professional. The experience reminds me that growth does not happen overnight. Though I may stumble sometimes, what matters is the willingness to learn and adapt. The past experiences have taught me that vulnerability can lead to strength, and it's okay to ask for help. In the coming days, I embrace further challenges at work with an open mind. I continue to collaborate with my team and tackle new projects, confident in my ability to contribute meaningfully. Each small victory builds upon the last, creating a foundation for future successes. I reflect on how far I have come from the uncertainty of late-night emails and daunting presentations. I understand that my journey is far from over, but I feel equipped with the tools I need to navigate the waves of everyday challenges. With every step forward, I embrace the spirit of growth, knowing there is always room to rise higher. As I leave the office that day, the sun sets in vibrant colors, reminding me that endings can be beautiful beginnings. I think of the future ahead, shaped by my commitment to myself and to my colleagues. Each day stands as a promise for further development, and I welcome whatever comes next with an open heart and mind. I've learned that through connection, communication, and collaboration, we can achieve great things. I am excited to continue my journey, moving forward in confidence, ready to take on new heights.